This will be my spoiler review for Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. If you enjoy this video today, feel free to like and subscribe for future Marvel content, but this is a spoiler warning for this video. I will talk about some of the contents of the movie, so this is a spoiler warning for the spoiler review of Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. So just like I said in my non-spoiler video, overall I'd probably give this movie an 8 to an 8.5 out of 10. One of the biggest things that weighs it down for me, in my opinion, was the rushed beginning. I'm kind of getting tired because I feel like a lot of these MCU movies have a rushed beginning nowadays ever since the start of Phase 4. Not all of them, but I just feel like it's a trend that I'm not really liking right now. Like with Adam Warlock kind of just showing up on nowhere to try to get Rocket. I thought the sequence itself was cool and I thought the action was great, but I just felt like it felt really weird and kind of out of place for how the movie started. Like the movie started kind of calm and not necessarily upbeat, but they weren't, like in the first two Guardians movies, they were kind of right into action, and I would have almost rather preferred that if they were right into action of some kind, and then we kind of got it explained after, but because we were kind of calm, and then we hopped right into action that we weren't even aware of why it was happening, and then we were kind of back to semi-calm again. It just really didn't do it for me. It kind of annoyed me because, like I said, I feel like some of these movies have been having a trend with feeling rushed at certain parts. I feel like it would have been completely fine if there was like maybe an additional 2-minute scene where there was some sort of exposition where the High Evolutionary tells Adam Warlock to go get Rocket for him and stuff like that. So we at least know why Adam Warlock's there and potentially what the reason might be. But that is what it is at that point. That's just how I feel about the beginning of the movie. Everything else about the movie I really thought was done very well. The way they expanded Rocket's backstory through flashbacks while he was like in a semi-coma state, while he was actively dying and stuff, and they had to figure out the code to save him. And then that's how you learn about the High Evolutionary as well. And then the dynamic between Peter and Gamora, because obviously it's the Gamora from the past and not the Gamora that he knew and stuff. I thought all of that was done really, really well. I also thought Adam Warlock generally was done well. I know some people might not agree with that because he wasn't maybe in like his kind of wise cosmic entity state that I know he is in some of the bigger stories like Infinity War and stuff like that. But I think they did really well because this is an adult that was created and born as an adult, and he has to learn as he goes, so he doesn't know anything, so he's going to act like a dumb child. And I think it was cool to kind of have them expand, like show that process of him kind of catching on and learning what it is to have some form of humanity. Obviously not everybody on the Guardians is human or anything like that, but just the concept of Adam learning humanity and stuff like that, and seeing them save him and stuff, and having him in turn save Star-Lord at the end. I thought they did Adam Warlock really well. I thought probably the best performance was definitely the High Evolutionary. Like, that performance was just absolutely incredible. I thought he was a great villain. He was just outright evil. I don't think there would really be any redeeming qualities in him. I thought his power to control gravity with his suit was interesting, and the way his suit operated was very reminiscent of Kang as well, which I thought was pretty interesting. I don't know if they're going to recast Jonathan Majors because of everything that's going on with him or not, but I know some people on Twitter were thinking that if they do choose to recast Jonathan Majors, they should do it with the actor, and I forget his name, so I apologize, but the actor who played the High Evolutionary would be great as Kang the Conqueror if they recast, and I agree, especially since there already seems to be some connection between that tech and the tech that Kang used, even though they are obviously different, but it just felt very similar and reminiscent, and it's possible that that was done at least semi on purpose, but obviously that remains to be seen. And then the heart-wrenching moments in Rocket's past with his friends like Tief's Floor and then Lila and stuff, that was just, it was done so well, and it really made us care for the characters, and it was just real heart-wrenching and hard to watch at times, but that also made it good simultaneously. That fight scene towards the end in the hallway was probably one of the best MCU fight scenes we've gotten so far. I really enjoyed that we got different kind of comic book accurate forms of Groot, I should say, where like Groot goes Gaiju, I feel like that was a comic accurate look for Groot at one point in the comic, and I forget what run it was, but I know that is similar to how Groot had looked in a comic run at one point. And the way they have Groot say "I love you guys" at the end, which James Gunn actually has now confirmed was a cue actually to the audience, signifying that we are now considered a part of the Guardians family after all these movies. So he actually said, "I am Groot," but the audience can now understand Groot's language, so we heard him say, "I love you guys," and we can understand him now, which James Gunn confirmed was the case, and I just think that was a really, really cool thing to do, and it was confusing at first in the theater, but after I saw him confirm that, I thought that makes sense, and that's a cool little detail to add. And the way the Guardians kind of left off with each other, how there's a new Guardians team, and everybody kind of went their semi-separate ways, I should say. I just thought everything was really beautifully done. And even if it's not considered the best trilogy in the MCU by some people, I at least think it's probably the best ending for a trilogy in the MCU by far, and I don't even think it's close. I would say maybe No Way Home might be close, but I would say Guardians 3 still takes it. But overall, I really, really enjoyed what they did with this movie, and I would definitely say it's at least an 8 to an 8.5 out of 10. Again, the beginning being rushed really just kind of put a bad taste in my mouth, but I feel like when I watch it again at some point, I won't feel the same way, but watching it the first time, I don't like how some of these MCU movies have been rushing some stuff. Comment down below what you thought of Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, and if you enjoyed it or not. And if you enjoyed this video today, feel free to like and subscribe for future Marvel content, and I appreciate you for watching the video.